Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. This is a real mixed bag, and I will get right to it. Block Show. That was an event that ended today. It was a two-day event. It took place in Singapore at the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. It was powered by Cointelegraph, and it was really good because they streamed both stages live on DLive today, and I watched a lot of it. There were some influential people in the space like eToro, CZ was there from Binance, the VP from Hyperledger, IBM Blockchain Program Director, Tom Lee from Fundstrat, the director of Monex, that is the group that took over Coincheck after they were hacked here in Japan. They have also said that they want to be part of the Facebook Libra project. CryptoLark was there, and the famous Mai Fujimoto. She's famous here in Japan. She has worked very hard with Roger Ver from the very beginning to get adoption of Bitcoin. And I think if it wasn't for her and Roger, we probably would not have the adoption like we do, which is quite far along in Japan, and it is really because of the hard work that they have done over the years. But the person that really struck a chord with me was Justin Chow. He is someone who works at DRW, and he's with the Cumberland Arm, which is an OTC market maker and crypto trader. As a global head of the business development located in Singapore, he said this, and I think that he is spot on, that custody, liquidity, and regulations are the top three petitions from the institutional investors. And I just know that is the case when I came across this document here by ISSA. ISSA is the International Securities Services Association out of Switzerland. This is an amazing 60-page document. It analyzes for the banks and people who are the institutions in this space, the central banks, etc., how to issue, settle, safekeep, and service crypto assets with recommendations of best practices on to maintain compliance with laws and regulations and use standards to maximize interoperability between market participants. So investors in crypto assets and security tokens, they are going to require the same standards of asset servicing. So these trusted financial institutions, according to this document, they could easily provide the services to safekeep our private keys, to hold crypto assets in digital wallets, even possibly partnership with fintech companies and exchanges. I mean, just think about the services that they could grow their business, like withholding tax, using smart contracts, managing forks, both the hard forks and soft, getting involved in airdrops and coin burning, and keeping everybody up to date in the changes of regulation. It's really, I think, a huge opportunity for them. And on the 51st page under the 7.1 section, it goes on to say how the interoperability is essential. And so that tells me Ripple is really on track. And Ripple, by the way, was mentioned in this document. And you can see that by working together, the definition of these assets, both the legal side and the regulatory frameworks, are going to eventually govern them, and the technical standards will allow for this ecosystem to interoperate with a measure of agreement, of course, and it will determine the rate and growth of the crypto asset market. So when you are really wondering why the price is what it is, I think the focus should be, where are we at when it comes to the legal and regulatory framework? Okay, I am going to talk about something that's kind of interesting here. Let me bring myself down. There's a little bit of news from Coinbase, and they have teamed up with Kingdom Trust and Regal Assets, that is an investment firm out of LA, to offer a fully insured crypto IRA or 401k. These are for the accounts in the US, and XRP is one of the 30 approved digital assets. primarily is going to be insured by the Lloyd's of London, and they will make sure that all the accounts are totally covered and protected. You can even roll your current 401k into this or open a new one with cash. And keeping with Coinbase, they have their debit card now that you can spend directly from your account, but they've added XRP yesterday along with BAT, XLM, ZRX, and REP. There are 9 total assets that you can use with this debit card. They originally launched in the UK, but it's now has an additional 10 new countries, and it totals 29 countries in Europe. That is really good. I don't think we have it available in the United States yet. All right, Justin, this is a kind of surprising headline, right? Tron is Ripple's strategic partner in China. So Justin's son claims. Well, I had to go to the source because that is this particular interview with Dragon TV. Now, we know that Justin was an intern at Ripple Labs, and he is a shareholder of XRP, and he was a special representative of Ripple Labs in China years ago. But when he is asked about Rabo Technologies, which is the company behind Tron, he says that Rabo has been a partner of Ripple, and he calls himself now an agent, and that the company is now a strategic partner, and that Ripple is working in China with them. So I will put this. It's really it's the minute 29-second mark is when he says it, and you can have a listen for yourself. I'll be sure to put the link in the comment section below. There is a 2-day event next Monday and Tuesday that gives 50 local startups who are considering collaboration with Japanese companies to give their pitch. How long do you think their pitch is? I mean, think about it. If you're going to pitch for a collaboration or maybe even some funding or any sort of strategic joint venture, how much time would you need? Well, these companies are only given 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And in addition to the 50 that are going to give their pitch, there are 80 startups that will have booths so that they can hold business meetings. And, you know, Proppy is one of them that is going to be there. I think you might recognize them. They're a platform that accepts XRP to purchase real estate. And they were just in Tokyo about, feels like 2 months ago. I'm sure that the co-founder, when she was visiting, learned a lot. Yeah. Now, you have to ask yourself, is real estate really purchased with crypto? Well, yeah, on the 11th of November, a luxury condo was just sold for $15 million in Manhattan, and they reportedly paid BTC. How did they get that deal done? Well, they used BitPay to complete the transaction. So I know that she found that Japan is quite different, because in Japan, with any sort of rental or purchase, there is an agent, and it's just not as negotiable as you might find in other parts of the world, and it's also not as how can you say, it's just very standardized. Actually, there's not a lot of what you would call like free agents. So I wish her luck. I hope she connects with somebody there at Stanford University at that event. Okay, I bet you didn't see this picture. If you are wanting to see pictures that you don't see in the XRP community for the most part that are living in the West, well, then this is the person you need to follow. This is Eep, and Eep has a lot of pictures from the XRP meetup that just didn't get circulated on the other side of the world. because I do see both sides of the world, and there's a lot of fun pictures that I think if you go to Eep's Twitter site, you can see. Now, Eep is the producer, and he was the person who took the lead for the XRP meetup in Japan. He was just so instrumental in getting that off the ground. He's a designer, yep, a really good web designer, but he's also an engineer, and he created a patent for fingerprint authentication to create a private key that can be recovered. You can recover that private key without the need of 24 keywords. And he does that, of course, through a very unique patent that even if the owner of the wallet passes away, he can create a pass into that wallet through an algorithm that he did, which will restore the private key with the fingerprint of the owner's family. How interesting is that? So anyway, I really just think that everyone in Japan is so thrilled to have had him work on this project, because he designed the website, and you can see that he believes in simplicity, but still in that simplistic design, he pulls out the viewer's imagination. I really thought it was a fabulous website. He thinks that Ripple's branding is outstanding as well, because it expresses stability and seriousness. And look at this, you have to see this. He believes that there are just 4 companies that rule the world: Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, and Ripple. And when we talk about pictures, David has been sharing a lot of pictures. He's in Japan still. I think he was in Kobe just a few hours ago. I'm not exactly sure where he is in this photograph, but the willow tree is a really, symbolic tree in many parts of Japan. Ginza and Gion, which is an area of Kyoto. The willow tree is just really special here. And I just been wondering, while he's been here, if he's had a chance to look at any of the bonsai, because the bonsai is just fabulous here in Japan, and especially if you can see a very rare willow bonsai. These are super, super special. Now, if you come to Tokyo, there is a place called Happo-En. It's a garden that is beautiful from all angles. Actually translated, it means a garden with 8 views. And it is one of the oldest gardens in the city of Tokyo, because it dates back to the Edo period. So it's hundreds of years old, and it has one of the best collections of bonsai. And one of the junipers is actually over 500 years old. And I wonder, when I look at that, I am always thinking, who has cared for this tree through those centuries? And maybe blockchain in the future will solve this mystery, and we can actually document who takes care from generation to generation to generation, because it's just a mystery right now. You just don't know who it is who has been caring for the tree to maintain its life in that very small pot for 500 years. It's just fascinating, I think. So I will put a link to Happo-En in the comment section description below. And this is what Happo-En looks like today, because it's a fall view, and it's just really beautiful. It's just Shirakanadai. It's just in the center of the city, near the Shinagawa station, and it's central. It's easy to get to, and it even has a restaurant that you can overlook the garden if you want to take a little more time. But it's a wonderful place to visit. Okay, everybody, yeah, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.